Let's make pajama pants. The first thing you need to do is you need to select your size, and I'm going to have my little helper just point right over there to where the different sizes are. And this particular person that I'm making them for is a small, so I took a small pattern. You need to take the pieces out. Keep this bag though, because when you're all done, you need to put these two pieces back in the bag and put it back over in the tubs. Now, on this bag, keep it, and once you lay this out, you may also keep these pieces. Let's say you get one piece done and you've got it all laid out and pinned on. You can just fold it up if it's the end of the period and put it over in your tote, and then that way you don't have to worry about taking it all off, because I have several patterns. So just keep the pattern until you're done, even if you need to go into the next day with it. Just keep it on there. Don't take it all off after you've pinned it. All right, let's go ahead and begin. I have the pattern pieces out, and I want you to notice here that you need to make sure on it that you get a piece that says front and one that says back. Sometimes we've had problems where the students didn't put them back correctly together, and we'll have somebody that gets two backs or two fronts. So make sure that it says front and back. Now, let's go ahead. We're going to lay our first piece out, and I'm glad that this particular person really likes BYU, but I'm glad that it has it all going one way. You have to do it a particular way, because I've had problems where students have put the pattern on and they've had tractors going one way, one tractor's going down and the other one's going upside down. So I'm just going to take the front piece first. I want to get it as close to the top as I can. Now notice I folded this over lengthwise. Okay, it's been folded, and I try to get it as even as I can and as nice and flat as I can too. So I'm going to place it here. And the next thing I'm going to do, because I have lines in this, if I were to put my pattern like this, guess what? It wouldn't line up with my lines on this that I have, this somewhat of a checkered pattern. So I'm going to place it this way, the best I know how, and here's how I'm going to line it up. I'm going to use a yardstick, okay? And helper, you can just stay down here for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it from either side. It doesn't matter which side, but I'm going to take and I'm going to measure in, and this one is lining up a little bit on the 8 inches here, so I'm going to take it between this grain line. You've learned about the grain line. We're going to take it here. I'm going to put it on 8 inches, and then I am going to pin it right here. And what this is doing is it's making my pattern line up and stay on the lines. Now I'm going to also do it here at 8 inches. I'm going to do it in 2 different spots to make sure that from the edge to this line is 8 inches. Okay, now let's say that it was over some, because students are like, oh, got to get it at 8 inches. No, you don't. Let's say it was right here, and it was at 10 inches. That doesn't matter as long as all 3 of them line up from here to here 10 inches. Okay? So we're going to go ahead. Let's put ours back over on 8. But we're going to put it on 8 inches from the edge to this line. That's what we want, just from the edge to the line. Okay, now the next one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go from the edge to right here. I want to do it in 3 different spots so we make sure we're 8 inches from the edge. Again, it could be 10 if you wanted to, but all 3 have to be the same. Here's my last one. Oh look, it's lined up pretty well. I moved it just a little, and now it's on 8 inches. Okay, so that's how to line up your material. Okay, now notice that the waist is up here because this is my leg. So you need to look and see on this pattern it has to go a certain way. You can't do it upside down because it doesn't have the Y's going the other way. So it has to start here and go this way. And I probably could have moved this a little closer to the top, but I was busy talking with you and I didn't, but I think we'll be okay. But try to move it as close to the top as you can. And then I'm just going to take, now that it's down, I'm just going to take and pin this down. I'm putting it, every 5-6 inches. I like them on the corners. Okay, I'm just going to pin this down and all the way around. I'm just going to put some pins in it so that when I cut it, it'll lay nice and flat. So all the way around. Okay, we're going to pin it down. Okay, once I have it all pinned down, I'm going to go ahead and cut out this piece of material. But you know what? I'm actually going to put my second one on because I want to make sure that that's going to fit. So make sure that both pieces fit before you start to cut. Let's place this one here. Oh, I have plenty of room. I have plenty of room. I'm not going to go through all of this again, but you need to know that you need to do the same thing with this grain line. And it honestly doesn't matter which side you come from. This time I'll come from this side. And I'm just going to do the same thing again. And I'm going to move it over just so you don't freak out and go, oh, it has to be on the 8-inch line. Doesn't really matter as long as it's the same distance from here to here. So I'm just moving it to the 9, and I would pin this down, okay? And also, after I do that, I would pin all the way around it so I can cut it out. Okay, so that's the first step. That's the first step in getting your pajama pants ready. Next step, we're going to cut them. Now we're ready to cut out. The thing I want you to notice, my little helper shine right down on here, is notice that on my back, my leg is going down. That means my pant leg. I know that when I wear these jammies that they're going to go down and that the Y is on the right angle. Okay? So you need to be careful when you do these. Notice that I put these both at the top where the little turn is. They're both facing the same way. That way I know that my Y's are going to be the correct way. Like I said, I've had students have them where the front, where the Y is going down, and then on the back side, it's going upside down. So make sure that they both are facing this way. Notice right here. Okay, now we're ready. This part is a quick and easy part. We just need to go through now and we cut them out. Now that we have the pattern all laid out. Now on this particular pair, I noticed that sometimes students cut notches off, so I'll have to put a little note that says notches on there. And on this one I did have to do that. I'm just going to cut right around this. Make sure you get those notches in there because that helps you line it up with the back when you put the back piece with it. So we're going to take that. I'm going to go all the way around. You'll notice this isn't going to take very long. It's great how fast it goes. Okay, now notice right here, this is where they did not put a notch has been cut off. So I'm just going to make my own little notch right where it says notch. And then I'm going to continue to cut down this side all the way down to the bottom. Okay. Notice how quick that's going. Quick and easy. And guess what? I have one part of it cut out. And you'll do the same thing with the other part. And we'll meet you back in a minute for the next section. Okay, if you'll notice, I have both pieces cut out now. Okay, both my front and my back are cut out. And if you want, you can take your extra pieces home from the edges. If you don't want them though, follow me. And what I want you to do with them, if you don't want them, is just put them here in the basket. Because I have students cut them for 4-inch squares. Okay, join me back here. And now what we're going to do is we are going to unpin, especially here at the top. Now make sure, I don't want to find pins laying all over. I like them put here neatly, if you will, please. I'm going to, right here at the top, where the waist is, it says waist. So what I'm going to do, it says back here. So on the inside of my two pieces, so I know which is front, which is back, I'm going to put a B. There's chalk also over where the thread is. So I'm just going to put a B on both sides for back. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the front, only this time I'm going to put, remember, put these in here. On this side, I'm going to put an F for front, so I know which is my front and which is my back. And don't worry about this chalk, it'll wash off once you wash your pajama pants in the wash machine. Make sure you put the chalk back too in the little plastic container over there. Okay, now I'm just going to unpin both sides, and after I'm all done pinning, that comes pretty quick, and you put those back in. Remember, put these back in the pin cushion, please. Okay, that is, let's see. Oh, I've still got the ones on the grain line. I have to remember to take those out. Okay, so now this is all pinned, and I'm going to take, and I am going to remember to fold these up, and I'm going to put the pieces back in the bag so Mrs. Aston doesn't have a waz, because she's good at wazes, and you don't want to see that side of her. Well, you probably already have, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to take both of these off, take it all off. I now remember what the front and back is because I've marked it, so I know the difference between the front and back. I'm just quickly taking all these pins out, and I'm putting them. Okay, take this and fold it up. Oh, that grain line, I keep forgetting about that. Take this out. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to fold it also, and I'm going to put it back in the bag, and then, so Mrs. Aston doesn't get mad, we'll take it and we'll put it back over in the container, and it's ready for the next person. Okay, that's the next step.